here, what's an attitude? So I'm going to give you this. I'll just read the letters to you. I would say 90% of you know what this is. T equals E times R equals A, right? I don't need to explain. I go to point 2, right? I'm being, Joe, a little sarcastic, right? Okay, what does T equals E times R equal A mean? Essentially here, your thoughts, okay? Your thoughts are always going to produce a corresponding emotion. If you think happy thoughts, you're going to feel happy, okay? You think sad thoughts, you're going to feel sad. Your thoughts create these chemical reactions that go on in our brains and our bodies, right? Release of neurotransmitters, right? And adrenaline, insulin, and our thoughts affect our emotions. Now, thoughts that equal emotions times repetition. The most consistent thoughts that you think, okay, that produce the emotions multiplied by repetitions, the things you're repeating, the thoughts that you're repeating over and over again, the thoughts that produce the emotions that you're repeating over and over again, that equals an attitude. So the way you think, again, that you're thinking over and over, the thoughts you're thinking over and over again, and the emotions you're feeling, given time, okay, given repetition, will produce an attitude. So an attitude is essentially, it's a habitual way of thinking and feeling. It's a pattern. It's essentially a habitual pattern that has been programmed right into your very soul, into your being, or we'd say into your subconscious, and essentially, once the attitude is in there, you're on autopilot. They tell us that we're on autopilot 90% of the time. Conscious thinking 10% of the time, and then autopilot, okay, subconscious thinking 20% of the time. So I'll use this illustration. Up in Canada, the northern part of Canada, up by Hudson Bay, you have essentially 11 months of freezing cold winter, and you have 1 month of summer. So when summer hits, okay, July, everything melts. And then when the trucks are going up in that country on the dirt roads, essentially they create ruts. And as soon as August hits, then that's the beginning of 11 months of frozen tundra. So the ruts become frozen. So when you're driving, essentially, once you get into a rut, you're stuck in it. And you're stuck in it for miles. So there are these signs that you have up in Canada that say this: choose your rut carefully, you'll be in it for the next 60 miles. Once you get in it, you're not getting out. So choose your rut carefully because you're going to be in it for the next 60 miles. Let me compare that to an attitude. And an attitude, choose your attitude carefully because you'll be in it for the next 60 years. Let me say this to the young people. Old people know this. Young people, really be careful on the attitudes that you are choosing right now and developing, because they're going to affect you the rest of your life. Because once you establish them, I'll tell you, you will be stuck in them. They're hard to change. They can be changed. We're going to talk about that today. But once, you know this, some of the once you're in a negative attitude, it's so hard to get out of. So Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, it says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." And it's saying the person, again, the habitual thinking of this person is essentially who they are, their thoughts producing the emotions. Again, the attitude. It's talking about an attitude, becoming, a habitual way of thinking. And then it says, "Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee." So the picture here is a guy, he throws a big party. He invites his family and friends. And he's saying to them, eat and drink. Eat the filet mignon. Eat the lobster. Look at those delicious salads. But inside he's saying, look at that guy. He just ate $30 of filet mignon. Look at that guy. He just ate $50 worth of lobster. Look at her. She just ate $60 worth of shrimp. I mean, you know. But that's truly who the person is, what's going on in their heart, not what, again, they're saying. See, people can say one thing but you can feel an attitude, right? I'll tell you, you get around people, you can feel, they can say, hey man, you're the greatest thing in the world. Pastor, I love you. You're so wonderful, man. You know, when you burp, it don't smell. When you fart, it don't stink. You're the most wonderful person in the world. And then you read it, but you're feeling something completely different. You can feel an attitude. The attitude is who, essentially, we really are. So there's a great book called As a Man Thinketh. I recommend it to you all. It was written by James Allen about 120 years ago. Book was transformational in my life. I mean, the Bible is the book of all books, but I've read thousands of other books, and this is one of my top 10. It's a tiny little book, right? You have 7 chapters. Each chapter talks about how your thoughts affect different parts of your life, of how your thoughts affect your health, how your thoughts affect your career, how your thoughts affect your wealth, how your thoughts affect your relationships. And he goes through talking about how your thoughts really are determining, to a great extent, what's going on in your life and what's going to go on in the future.